Good morning, everyone. This is Ida. I have a project share, you guys, with what I hope is hopefully a fast tutorial. I mean, it's not real fast, but I'll make it as fast as I can. How many of you guys wanted this die to make this? Let me lift you up some, you guys, because I think you're way too close. How many of y'all wanted the die to make this gift card holder? Now this one was made by Tiffany Russell, and she's Nittany's Crafts here on YouTube, and the same thing on Facebook. So she was in my swap, and this was her packaging, you guys, in the gift card tag swap. And she created one of these, you guys, with those dies that everybody was hauling from Tuesday morning. Now, I wasn't able to get one. And I did see it on Amazon, but it was like really expensive. So I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. So anyway, I thought I'm going to figure out how to make these, and hopefully this will help you guys if any of you want to make it without a die. The only die that I did use on here is the one to cut the bow, but I'm going to show you mine. This is the one that she made with her die, and this is the one that I made without a die. The only die that I used is the bow die up here, and the bows are different, but you could use, I have a die like this bow, but I wanted to use the bride's bow. It's not really the bride's bow, is the one that you get from Ally. It's a steel rule die. I'm drinking coffee, you guys. Anyway, I created this, like I said, without using any dies, you guys. Anybody can do this. It's really simple. And the only difference with mine, I kind of scaled it down a little bit on the width, not on the height, but on the width. This one is 3 1/4 inches wide, and this one's 3 inches wide. So I think that's all I scaled down. So you can see the difference when I put them one on top of the other. That actually this one's like 3 1/8 inch wide, and this one's 3 inches wide. I kind of scaled it down, and I also scaled down the top. And now I'm going to show you. I already have a card in here just to show you that there really isn't a difference. Here's the two pieces that hold the card. Except for the bow, other than that, there's really not much of a difference. And I'm going to show you how to create this. Now for this piece right here, I did use a die, but there are several things you can use. And I think Tim Holtz has a punch. The little cut is a little bit bigger, but it would still work, you guys. And maybe I'll use the punch for the next one because I want to show it to you guys. So, and here's the back to mine. Now, see how my my paper is all scratched up here? It's because the plate that I'm using is scratched up. And to avoid that, you guys, and I didn't even think about it, just put a plain piece of computer paper or regular school paper over it. And the lines will be in your paper that you put over it and not on your actual one that you're going to use for your project. But here's the back to mine. Here's the back to that one. I really didn't like the way the die has the strip that shows in the back. And I kind of put both of my ends inside and then covered it with the tail. But if I found the die, would I buy it? Do I want the die? Yes. If I find it, I'm going to get it. But this is a way that you guys can make it, and I can make it until I get the die. So this is the one that Miss Tiffany made. She did an amazing job with it. I absolutely love it, but like I said, I wasn't fortunate enough to find the die. So I thought, well, I'm going to create one. I'm going to create one without a die, and hopefully help you guys so you can create one without a die. And it's absolutely beautiful. I think it's beautiful. It was really easy to make, you guys. Usually when I go to close it, I'll pinch the sides right here to kind of open it up some, because you do have to work a little bit on, even on the other one with the die, to get the lid back on it, the top back on it. But look at this, you guys. Isn't that beautiful? And this, of course, is using the Santa baby paper. So let's get to it, you guys, because I don't want to be too long in doing this. I'm going to tell you what you need, and hopefully I'm already prepared for most of it because I don't want the video to be too long. So you're going to need a piece of paper, and don't drop it the way I did. You're going to need a piece of paper in whatever paper you want, and it's going to measure 3.5 inches. No, I'm sorry. Yes. No, it's 4 inches wide, you guys, and you're going to score it 1/2 inch on either side. And then the width right here is going to be 6.5 inches, and you are going to score at 3.25 inches to fold it in half. And this is going to make the this piece is going to make the bottom piece right here. So you're going to need one of those. Let's get started with that one first, because oops, let me move my stuff. I've been trying to come up with something new, and I'm still working at it, you guys. I need a drink, you guys. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Like I said, I already scored mine, and it's 4 inches wide, scored on the sides at 1/2 inch, and it's going to be 6.5 inches long, and score at 3. Let me make sure I'm giving you the right. Yeah, and score at 3.25 inch down the center. You're gonna score this piece down the center, and let's go ahead and fold this, you guys. And we're gonna fold it down the sides as well. So, like, remember I said 1/2 inch on the sides. And we're going to do this one. Okay, we're gonna cut a piece off, you guys. Like, what do I want to be the front? This is the right side up. So make sure you're using yours the right side up. See, I can't do this one because the writing is upside down. I really prefer the poinsettia, but because the writing would be upside down, this is going to be my front, because this is right side up. So all we're going to do to this, you guys, is we're going to cut these two ends off where we scored, these two little pieces on this end, right up to the score line. And then I'm going to angle a little bit and just nip that off. That's what you're going to get. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Seriously, guys, this was like really easy to figure out, and it's beautiful. And I'm going to nip it right there again. Throw away these scraps. And we're going to glue this down, you guys. So just get whatever glue is your favorite glue, and we're going to glue it down. Like, literally, that's all there is to this bottom piece. I'm going to fold these in and just fold this over, and I'm going to burnish. I hope that I'm in frame. I'm recording on my phone today, you guys. I actually prefer to record on my phone because I can upload it right away. It still takes a little while, but it's not too bad. So here's that front piece, you guys, for this is this bottom piece right here. This piece. There you go. So now we're going to cut the top, and I forgot to cut that inside card, and I'm going to have to measure again because I didn't write down the measurements. Okay, let's cut this inside piece, or actually, yeah, we're going to cut this piece. Now this one is going to be, this measures 3 inches across, so we need this, the top part, to be a little bit wider so it can slip right over this. So we're going to cut this at 3.25 inch across, but then we're going to add 1/2 inch on either side, so it's going to be 4 1/4 inch. So let's cut that by 2 think it was 2.5. Yeah. Okay, by 2.5. And this is the 4x6, you guys, that I'm using. And this has to be 4 1/8. I mean 4 1/4. There you go. And then we're going to score, you guys. We're going to score it down the middle. Let me get my little mini score tool board. I have my little one right here. I don't know where the... I don't know where the bone folder is to this. Yeah. I don't know where the bone folder is to this, but I'll use something else. Okay. So we're going to score this, you guys, at right down the middle, and it measures 4 1/2, and we're going to score it at at 1 1/4. So I hope that I'm in frame. Here's the 1, and then here's the 4th. So we're going to score it right down the middle, you guys. And then on the short sides, we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. So here's a 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to rotate it to make it easier, and here's a 1/2 inch. So this is going to fit nicely on the over that lid. Okay, so let's fold it down the middle, you guys. I don't know why, even though I score right down the middle of the 4, I don't know if this happens to you guys. Even when you score right down the middle, it kind of sometimes just doesn't line up, and you have to kind of mess with it a little bit to get it to line up perfectly, because you know, you want it to be even, these bottom pieces to be even. So that's why I'm doing. Okay, there you go. And then we're gonna score the sides. Remember, we're gonna burnish the sides on either side. There it is. Now we're going to do the same thing that we did on the other side, guys. We're going to cut off one of these little tabs, and I'm going to cut off, this would be my front, so I'm going to cut off the back ones, you guys. So I'm just going to go straight and at an angle right there. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to cut right down the score line up to the intersecting score line, and I'm going to cut at an angle. This is what you need to have, you guys. And the one with the tabs is the one that goes towards the back. Towards the front. So see, all we're going to do is fold these in and fold this down, and this will be our top that's going to fit right over this piece, you guys. Okay, but we still need to cut the inside piece for that holds the card, and I'm going to have to measure that again because I completely forgot, but I can just measure really quick because this piece goes almost all the way to the top, you guys. Okay, it was 3 3/4, and you can make it 4 if you want, you guys. Let's make it 4. No, let's make it 3 7/8. 3 7/8 by 2 3/4. But I think my original one was 3 3/4. Yeah, it was 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. See right there? So let's cut a piece for that. I think I have a scrap right here, so I won't have to get up and search for anything. I'm sorry, you guys. I thought I was prepared, and apparently I wasn't. But I have some scraps up here that I can work with. You know what? I think I'm going to use this because I think this would be pretty when they lift it up and see that print on there. So I'm going to move this, and I'm going to 3 3/4, you guys, 3 3/4, and I'm going to give it a little bit more than that by 2 and by 2 3/4. I want to see so I can line this up where it needs to be. 2, yep, right there. 2 3/4 by 3 and a little bit more. Nope, what did I do? No, 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 it's got to be 2 3/4 right there. That should be perfect. So that's all you need, guys. Just a little piece that measures 2 3/4 wide by 3 3/4 long. And I'm going to round the corners. You don't have to, but I'm going to use this corner chomper right here by We Are Memory Keepers. And I'm going to use a 1/4 inch side and just round the corners on my paper. And this is what's going to hold the gift card, you guys. Now, on my previous one that I did, I used this die, guys, that's made to cut to hold gift cards. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to show you what other options you have. You can use, Tim Holtz has this punch right here, you guys, and it's a half round, and that's what it looks like in the bottom, and it'll cut just that half round. And then there's another thing that you can use. So if you have any of these tools, you can do it, you guys. Then there's We Are Memory Keepers, and this makes some type of tab punch. You can use that as well, you guys. I've never used it, and I think I'm going to try using that. But on either side, it'll cut the half circles. That's what this does. So I'm not going to use this one today. I think I'm just going to use the punch, but you can, because I haven't tried it and I don't want to mess it up. But I'm going to use the punch, and when I slide my paper in, I can see how far it is in, you guys. You want to make sure that you go past the end of these circles, because if you don't, it's just going to cut it off completely, and you're going to have like a little tab, a thumb index, and I don't want that. I want it to be a little room left where it'll hold my card. Let me see if I can get in the center. I'll show it to you as soon as I cut it. And I actually damaged this, you guys, because I cut something that I shouldn't have been cutting with it. And now it kind of, mine gets stuck. But it's supposed to be made to cut thicker materials, but it didn't work that way for me. So anyway, this is by Tim Holtz, and I got that on Amazon, you guys. So I'm going to take the gift card out of here so I can show you that it does work on here as well. But see, the hole on the other one is smaller, but I have the imprint from the die, and I kind of like it clean finish. So look at this, you guys. This is how the card is going to fit in there, and it'll hold that card right there. So you can use, remember, that half round circle by Tim Holtz. I'm not going to close this up yet, you guys, because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that. But this is going to get glued, guys. And almost all the way to the top, you're going to glue this on the center. But first, we got to do something else. So we got this piece already to hold our card. Okay, now, what I'm going to do in this piece, because I want to add my bow, and I want my bow to, I want to bring in both tabs of my bow inside, because I don't want you to be able to see this piece that I wrap around my bow. So I'm going to bring it on the inside, and the way I do that, I just use my Tim Holtz ruler, and I find the center of my paper. I'm going to find the center, and this is going to give me the center, you guys. See, I'm at 2 1/8 inch over here and 2 1/8 inch over there. So I know that that's the center, and I'm just going to take this tool, you guys, my and kind of just, it's moving. It's moving on me. There it is. And you can either just mark it. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it, you guys. And I really shouldn't be cutting on my table where I record, but I don't think it went all the way through, so I'll be able to go back in and I'm cutting it right on the score line, you guys. And what that's going to do That's going to, I'm going to leave this out because I might need it. That's going to allow my piece of paper. Now, I'm just going to cut a little piece of this, you guys, because it's not going to show anyway because I'm going to put a flower inside. And because the bow that I'm using is made out of glitter paper, it would be too bulky in there. So this is what I'm going to use for my bow. And make sure that whatever piece that you use, it does fit in that cut that you made. If it doesn't, then you're going to have to make some adjustments. Like slice it up a little bit more. And you're not going to see that anyway, you guys. So don't worry. I really don't like the way that looks in the front. See the cut you can see right here in the front? But once you put your flower in front of that bow and your bow and all that, guys, you're not going to see that. Because I actually didn't cut right on the crease. I cut a little bit below it. So just kind of be aware that if you're not right on the cut, you know, you can still, it's still good. You're not going to waste. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to put my bow together. I already pre-cut my bow. And this is that steel rule die that everybody was getting from when they had, I think it was doohickey, magnolia or something, the bride's bow die. And I never got it and I never found it again. And I don't even think that they make it anymore. So I'm just going to curve the petals on my flower. And I don't want to really rub too much because this has that chunky glitter. So I'm just kind of working it around my tool. That way I don't peel off all the chunky glitter that's on there. I don't want to do that. Okay. Now this bow is kind of funny to work with, you guys, because if you want the split to show, you have to be kind of careful with it. And that way you don't see any white on the front. You might see a little bit, but not too bad. Okay, so there's one, and now I'm going to put the other one down. Came off. Add some more glue there, and hopefully hold both of those down. Yeah. So I'm holding those down, guys, so it'll glue. Just for a minute. And now I'm gonna do the same over here. I'm gonna add my glue, and all this stuff in the back won't really show you guys because we're gonna add the tails that go in the back. We're gonna add the tails to it. So I'm gonna hold that down. Now I don't know how other people put this together, but for me, I find that this way is the best way with this big spot right here, because I don't like for you to be able to see the white through these gaps. And you can see it a little bit over here, but not too bad. And then this piece, guys, is the one that's going to go here. Now, normally I would have used the same chunky type of material, glitter paper, but because I'm sliding this into that little piece, and I'm just going to cut a piece off, you guys. You can make it as wide or as thin as you want. Just remember you have to adjust the slit. Now remember we made the hole on the slit. So now I'm going to go up from the inside back out. And I'm going to add my bow right here, you guys. I'm going to add my bow right here and lean it towards the front. And I'm going to pull this out enough that it wraps around my bow and it gives me enough room to or you can do it this way, guys. You can just take your paper, fold it right over your bow, the center of your bow, and here's your two ends. These are going to go in here. So if you can work them back in there, that's great. Let me see if I can do mine. I think I can. Yeah. See how this bow sits, you guys? See how it sits right on top of the gift? That's what I wanted to do. Now make sure that you have equal amounts on either side. Now I can see that mine doesn't, that mine needs to be cut more this way. So I'm going to do that because when I glue it down, guys, you're not going to be able to see that. So here it is again. Let's try that again, you guys. Let's slide it back in because I want it to be in the center of my paper. And you can see the slit right there, you guys, but And then now I have enough wiggle room that if I need to slide it, I can slide it. Even these out. See that, you guys, how pretty that is? So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to glue this down. But I am going to glue it down to, I'm going to glue it down to this piece, you guys. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if you don't glue it to the back part, when you put your card in there, it's going to get caught up because it's going to be in the way. So I need to put glue in between and in between the two pieces that I folded over and on the back piece, so I can glue it down. Come on. Okay. So I'm just going to hold it there for a minute, you guys. I'm holding it to make sure that it's getting glued down right in here. Now we're going to cover that up. You're not going to see that. You're not going to see that at all. So now, you guys, what we're going to do is we're going to get this little piece that we cut out to put our card. That's going to get glued on top of that right in the center. So go ahead and add some glue. And you know, I think I'm going to cut a little piece more off of here because I don't want it to be in the way of my lid. There. Okay, so I'm going to add some glue in here, actually to the back of this. And I'm just going to add, you can add double-sided tape, but for me, glue works. And, you know, why fix it if it's not broken? For me, it's more economical. I think it's stronger, you know, but that's just my personal opinion. I don't know everything. Actually, you know what? I should have waited. I'm going to close these sides down first, you guys. That's what I'm going to do. I should have waited on that. Let's close down the sides first. So I'm going to add glue there, and I'm going to add glue right here. And I'm going to close it. I'm going to close it. Okay, I still have glue here, but I am going to go ahead and add a little bit more just in case it dried up some. And I'm going to slide this, guys. I hope that I'm in frame. I'm going to slide it in here. And almost all the way in, you guys. And I'm going to make sure I'm centered. There it is. Let me use my bone folder. You can slide it all the way up, you guys, if you want. But I like to leave at least a little, like 1/8 of an inch below. That's what I like to do. But you can slide it all the way in. And you're only going to put glue to the back side. You don't want any glue in the front because that's where your card is going to go into your little pocket. And we're almost done, you guys. Seriously, that's how easy this was. If I can only find the hole to my glue so I can cover it up. Now, there's this, guys. How pretty is that already? And we're not even finished. But look at how ugly the back looks. I don't like that. But we're going to put this piece, you guys, and we're going to tuck the tails towards the front and slide this down. And we're going to glue that there. And here's the results that you get. How cute is that, you guys? Now, if you want to slide it down some more, you can cut this curve a little bit more, the bottom one. But I think it's good right where it's at. So I'm just going to add a little bit of hot glue to the back of that little piece right there. And I don't want to get glue. And just hold it down. Just let it set. And there's one more place where I like to put glue, you guys. Right under these corner tails right here. I'll lift them up and I'll add a little bit of glue there and a little bit of glue there. And that way it's nice and secure. It's not going anywhere. Look at how super cute this is, you guys. OMG. And then we're going to get the card, you guys. All you got to do is slide it up in there and pull the tab out. And there's your card, guys. So if you feel more comfortable with sliding this piece all the way to the top, you can do that. It's not going to hurt it. It's still going to work. And then here's the bottom piece, you guys. Look at this. And remember that I always say I kind of pinch these to get my pocket in there. It seems to work for me. Look at that, guys. Now, we need something right there. And I don't have any of my Tim Holtz poinsettias. So I'm just going to add one of these little roses that come with that are with the Santa Baby collection. Now, I know my daughter still has some of this in her shop, but I am not sure how much of it, you guys. I don't know if I want a pink or a gold. I think I'm going to go with the gold, guys. I know she has some flowers left. I'm not really sure what all she has left. So I'm just going to add some hot glue right here, you guys. And when I put it down, remember where you could see the cut that we made? You won't be able to see that cut anymore. Not with this rose here. What cut? What are you talking about? I don't see anything. So let's get a dimensional sticker, you guys, and put it here. And I am going to post a link to my daughter's shop because after all, to be honest, you guys, that's the shop that I'm always going to promote because, we do what we can for our kids. And that's the one that I'm just always going to promote. So here's my sticker sheet. I'm going to find something. I don't know what yet. Maybe the 25. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going out of the sticker sheet. I'm going to use this one right here, the 25, you guys. Or I could even use a heart or anything else. Here's another Jolly. Here's the Bright. Maybe I'll do the Bright. How about that? Jolly? Nope. I'm going to use the 25, you guys, because I think it's super pretty. Now, this does have adhesive, but to me, they're not very sturdy. See, I'm going to put this right there at an angle. I can put it this way, that way, or straight across. I can put it in the corner. But I don't know, guys. Maybe at an angle. I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue, even though it's got, even though it's a sticky back. But the reason I'm doing that is to make sure it does not come off. There it is, you guys. What do you think? Isn't that pretty, you guys? Now tell me, is there any difference in any of these? And like I said, you didn't even need the die to cut it. So if you don't have a die, guys, and you want to make these, look at how pretty they are. I can slide this in some more. Nope. Okay. If you wanted to go all the way in, you guys, you're going to have to move your little card that's inside that holds the card, glue it all the way to the top of the lid. Although it still doesn't look bad. Look, there's like a 1/4 of an inch difference in the height, but they're both beautiful. Look at that, guys. So I hope this inspires you guys. I hope that y'all try this, and you better not pout because I showed you how